Thanks so much for joining us for the Funds for Recovery and Operations Management, the From Fluvanna Small Business Grants webinar. This will be for nonprofit entities. I'll be leading this. My name is Brian Rothamel. I'm the Economic Development Coordinator, and also helping will be Austin Castra. He is the Economic Development and Planning Intern for this summer. Just a little bit about who we are. I am Brian. I'm the Economic Development Coordinator. I am from Fluvanna. I went to High Point University and graduated in 2009 with a Bachelor of Arts in Communication with an emphasis in journalism. I worked as a reporter covering Fluvanna for 8 years before joining the Economic Development Office in 2019. Austin is our intern this year. He'll be with us for 10 weeks. He'll be completing his internship in mid-August. He just graduated from UVA in May with a Bachelor of Arts in Foreign Affairs, and he'll be going back this fall for his Master's of Public Policy. Real quick, before we get on to the information you came for, we just want to make sure you're aware of the From Fluvanna app. It is a one-stop shop for all businesses from Fluvanna. Any business from Fluvanna can be listed. This is not a recommendation list. This is just a roll of businesses that are from Fluvanna. We currently have over 250 businesses. I think we're actually pushing closer to 300 now. If a business is not listed, you can add them if you just go to the add a listing in the app, and you can email us the information and we will update it for you. It offers options to link e-commerce websites, the website of the business, and also the Facebook page. And it gives residents a list of businesses from Fluvanna, so residents can find everything about a business in one spot. And this actually, we need to update this. This launched about 2 weeks ago now. And you just go to app.fromfluvanna.org. And when you go there, you'll see here on the left side, this is the home page. If you something will pop up that says add to home screen. If it does not, what you can do is if you click on add to home screen, it gives you instructions on how to add it to your home screen so it can operate, like I said, like an app. Once you do that, once you go to the main page and you click in the menu here in the top left, you can look at categories, click food and drink, and then if you click restaurants, and let's say you wanted to check out Asian Cafe, you click out Asian Cafe and it shows a profile page along with the address, distance, that you are from Asian Cafe, if they offer takeout or delivery, phone number, website, email, as well as Facebook page. So I hope you guys check that out. It's app.fromfluvanna.org. We're really proud of the work that's gone into that this summer. So the reason why you're here, the From Fluvanna Small Business Grants. Now, what we will cover today is only the nonprofit portion of the From Fluvanna Small Business Grants. If you are a for-profit entity or you are a private school, you need to visit that webinar, which is available on YouTube at that link provided there. We also go over, am I eligible? How much grant money can I receive? What expenses does the grant cover? How and when do I apply and what will I need to do? And is there a priority list for applicants that apply? And can I still apply if I've received other loans or grants? Now, just some background information. Fluvanna County received $2.379 million from the CARES Act. Of that, $100,000 was carved out for the nonprofit portion of the From Fluvanna grant. Eligibility is you must be operational as of March 27th, 2020. You must be based in Fluvanna and engaged in activities legal under the law. And you must be a 501c3, C4, or C6. Amount awarded will be based off of if you've provided a community need. If you've provided a community need, you're eligible for up to $15,000. If you have not provided a community need, you're eligible to up to $5,000. And we'll go over community need here shortly. Criteria, you must show an increase in costs or a loss of revenue due to COVID-19 health emergency. You must provide an IRS tax exemption determination letter, and you must provide budget for the funds that you are requesting. Now, community need is defined as you've provided food, childcare, or other household needs, such as clothing, on an ongoing basis during the health crisis. An ongoing basis means you have regularly done it throughout the health crisis. It's not just a one-time affair. We want to see this between March and June, that you have regularly provided either food, clothing, or other household needs. Now, you can use the funds for a variety of reasons. One could be PPE. You could use it for a redesign of structure or operations, such as social distancing requirements. That could include a website or other digital forms of communicating to customers or clients. Let's say that you had to buy a Zoom account to conduct your meetings. That would be an eligible expense. Payroll or other operating expenses, rent or mortgage payments, debt incurred because of COVID-19 disruption, or for teleworking, and then lastly, of course, for loss of revenue. The priority for this will be based off of the community need. So if you provided food for the community on an ongoing basis, then you will get first priority. Second priority will be for those that provided childcare. Third will be for household needs, or such as clothing on an ongoing basis. And then fourth will be those that did not provide a community need throughout the health crisis. One thing to keep in mind, the priority list will come into effect if we become over capacity. So if we get more requests than the $100,000, then we move to the priority list. If you received PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program funding, if you were funded through that, we will use that as a tiebreaker. It is not an eliminating factor. However, if you receive PPP, that's federal money, you cannot use it for the same items. So you can't say I got PPP, I used it for payroll, and also I bought some PPE with it, and then ask the From Fluvanna grant to also go towards the same payroll and the same PPE. Those need to be separate funds because those are federal dollars. They have to be used for separate uses. Religious organizations can qualify if they meet the outlined guidelines. So that's something to keep in mind. And then also the Board of Supervisors will see a final list of organizations who qualified before funding occurs. And we're expecting that to happen at the August 6th meeting. Now, the application process, we're scheduled to open on July 13th. Again, that's scheduled to open. That could change, but right now we are scheduled for July 13th, Monday. The first priority deadline will be 2 weeks after, well, sorry, will be a week and a half after that. That'll be on the Wednesday following the 22nd. Funds will start being distributed in early August, and information that you need for your application, start getting this together now. The application is not yet available. It's going to be basic information, just kind of putting everything together. The application will be quite simple for this one. The big thing though is make sure you have your IRS determination letter. Make sure you have details regarding what and when a community need has been met. So we need examples of when you had those community need gatherings, whether you're doing a food bank, when the food bank was open, what you did for the food bank. We're going to need examples for that. We'll also need a list of qualifying expenses the grant can be used for. You can use it for any expense from March 1st to present, and a record of those expenses, such as a receipt, a canceled check, or a paid invoice, will need to be shown. If the expense has not occurred, you need to provide an estimate or budget, and it needs to be completed by September 15th of 2020. The Economic Development Office will be verifying that items were completed by that September 15th date. If they were not completed, we want to see some progress towards that. The reason why is the county needs to make sure these funds are spent this year, and we don't want to get too close to the end of the year. So ideally, we want to see that expenses occur by September. And a good example of this is if you have a facility where currently you cannot see people because, let's say, there's not plexiglass at your front door between staff or volunteer or staff and the customers that come in, and you want to put plexiglass up, but you don't have the cash available to do so. You can put the plexiglass budget into your grant application. And then what we will do is we will fund you so you can have the cash available to put the plexiglass in. And then on September 15th, the Economic Development Office will stop by and just say, is the plexiglass up? You show us that it is, you provide the paid invoice, and then that it will be considered satisfied. Now, if you're looking to do revenue loss, we will need to see your 990, your bank statements and your profit and loss to determine revenue loss. And the reason why is we will look at your 2019 990 and then verify that to your bank statements or your profit and loss for 2020. So that's a little bit more complicated, but we do realize that there are nonprofits that did have revenue loss or had major fund drives that typically occur in the spring that were unable to happen. Just make sure that you have your 990, your bank statements, and your P&Ls available. Now the application process, excuse me, the application process, you will receive an email from CIC that will invite you to LenderFit. And that is the software they use to process the applications. LenderFit is not the funding or the organization you will contact. It will be the Community Investment Collaborative, CIC. You will then submit your application. CIC will review these applications and then they'll make announcements. The board will review the CIC announcements and then the nonprofit will be funded. If you have the future renovation costs, the Economic Development Office will check in on or about September 15th to review your completion of those future renovation costs. And with that, this is a much more simple process than our for-profit. Just want to see, Austin, if we have any questions in the chat box, and if not, we can open up the unmute everybody.
Yeah, there's none in the chat box, but I've given you guys the ability to unmute yourselves. So if you have any questions, feel free to do that.
One thing that I didn't note in the presentation is there will be a sign up that you'll complete with CIC. Once we have that sign up form complete, I will send that out to you. I have your emails of registration. I also will add you all to our Economic Development Office updates, so that way you'll get the weekly updates that we send out, and that will have also status updates of the grant programs.
This is the only people around here? Okay. Patricia Eager is one of the board of supervisors. And then Tricia Johnson works for the county. So,
Any questions out there?
Robin Bowen. Oh, Robin Bowen's Habitat for Humanity. She's the new Fluvanna campus.
If not, we will upload this presentation to YouTube so you can review it again. We also have information available on our website. If you go to yesfluvanna.org and then click on the COVID-19, you can click on through to the From Fluvanna Business, Small Business Grants website, and we have information for the nonprofit portion available for you. Austin, I think I saw something come through in the chat, if you could.
I have nothing in my chat box.
Oh, okay, perfect. So I will email out the link to the website as well as the link to the YouTube once we have that uploaded for your review. If you have any other questions, please email us. You can email us at econdev@fluvannacounty.org. That's ECONDEV@fluvannacounty.org. Thanks so much for your time, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.